What's up, everybody? Good morning, good evening, whenever you're watching this, I don't know. Welcome back to the channel. So today, it's just a fun video. We're just gonna do something a little interesting. So, as you guys know, if you've been following me, you have a video, I sold the Sony ZV-1 for like the second or third time. Will I regret it? I don't know, maybe. But before I sold it, I gave it to my mom and dad as they were going on a cruise. No, not a cruise. Like an old person's, I shouldn't say that. They were going on a bus tour up through the Canadian Rockies, in particular BANFF National Park, I think Jasper National Park, and somewhere else. And my mom said, hey, I really want a camera. Now, she has an iPhone 8. My dad has the second generation iPhone SE. They both can take good enough photos on their camera phones, but she wanted something else. But she also didn't want something big. I wasn't going to give her the Leica because she didn't want something complicated. And so I looked at my Sony ZV-1 and I said, hey, this is the perfect camera. I set the camera up by putting it on the IA mode, Intelligent Auto, with JPEG plus RAW. And I said, hey, Mom, all you got to do is turn on the camera with this power button, and then here's a little zoom toggle. It's a 24 to 70. I think it's a 1.8 to 2.8 equivalency. And take the picture. That's it. And here's the charger. And she came back. She gave me the SD card. I then sold the ZV-1, and I just like one-click edit, a handful of photos. And this is what we got. So what do you guys think about the photos? Now, I did call out a lot of them. There were a lot more photos there. I just quickly called and said, no. But these are the photos that I got as kind of like keepers, if you will. And I don't know, what do you guys think about them? I'll tell you that what was interesting, my mom, I think, took most of the pictures. She seemed to have a bias to constantly hold the camera like this. So I had to straighten and crop almost every single photo. And then, what's interesting with the Sony ZV-1, I don't love the colors out of that camera for photos. They're okay. And when shooting landscape, the dynamic range ends up having this kind of a digital look, but it wasn't bad. I mean, when you're shooting landscape photos, you don't need shallow depth of field, and if you're out during the day, the light's good enough for the most part. It's a pretty good lens on there. That sensor's a good 1-inch sensor. I was pleasantly surprised, and it gave thought to, there's a group of people. I'm in this group, people that are RX 100 shooters, and all they do is shoot with like the RX 100 Mark III, Mark IV, Mark V, Mark 7, Mark 6, whatever, and that's what they do all their photography from. Typically, it's a bunch of older gentlemen that don't want to carry DSLRs anymore, but they still like photography and yada yada yada. And I see some photos in that group that are absolutely incredible. They're stunning. Now, obviously, these people had good light, and had good composition, and they're really, really good at their editing. So that's a big, big piece of it. But I'm like, these little cameras are still capable, even as the point and shoot market goes to die because of cell phones. And I still think there's a market out there, a small market, a niche market, that maybe just Sony or just Canon could totally own if they would make a very high-end point-and-shoot camera. And maybe the RX100 Mark VII is it. I think they need faster lenses on that camera. I think that was a mistake to go away from that. But I still think there's a use for it. But I just thought this was interesting. Seeing what my parents did. They're not photographers. They're just snap photo takers. And to see if I could just kind of like one-click edit these in Capture One and see what I got. So that's it, guys. Just a fun video. Sony ZV-1 up in Banff National Park. Maybe that's the title. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.